Good evening humans, Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Metallic Red Ranger from Hasbro. I've been waiting for this figure since Metallic Pink was released last year, and now here we are a year later and we have the entire team, which is fantastic. They even made some improvements here this second go around, even though it's in the glittery armor. So yeah, let's not waste any time. Let's get glam and let's get right into this review. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, I love this figure every bit as much as I thought I would, and again, this same things that applied to Metallic Pink. I love translucent plastic, and if you put glitter in that, that's just absolutely perfect. And not only that, you got some pearlescent accents here too, as like here on the gauntlets. The hands and feet are more of this pearlescent white plastic, which looks really cool, catches the light really nicely. And the other main thing you'll notice, beyond obviously the translucency and the glitteriness, is that they actually fixed the helmet sculpt for MMPR Red here, and it looks just perfect. Like, the proportions are better, and I've got the original release here, and we can see side to side, like, they definitely, like, they made it a little bit more squat. They actually added in the full silver border, which, I mean, on the actual helmet is white, but like, that is definitely not to nitpick, especially for a metallic figure. So yeah, just like it looks worlds better. I'm definitely okay with the original release. Like, you know, yeah, it's highly inaccurate, but you know, there are worse things in life. And but yeah, I definitely love that they improve things here. It just looks really good. Beyond that, the glitteriness really sticks out when you put them side by side, and that's just really cool. Beyond that, yeah, I mean, obviously the pearlescence is gonna stick out a little bit more, and that red paint on the boots and gloves isn't gonna be quite as strong just because of the nature of the paints here. But yeah, beyond that, just kind of my favorite version now, aside from Armored Red, of the Red Ranger right now. When it comes to accessories, we get pretty much exactly what we got with the original Red Ranger release, with a couple of changes. So starting off with the hands, we do still get those same gripping hands. Unfortunately, they did not switch to vertical hinges. They're still on horizontal, but they are cast in that beautiful pearlescent plastic. And as you can see, there's a little black rub in there from the sword, and that happened with the original as well. So yeah, that's just going to be unavoidable, I think, especially with how tight the hands are. Then we get a couple of fists, again also cast in that pearlescent plastic, exactly what we got before. And then we get the blaster, which is cast exactly the same, painted the same as well in blaster mode. So there is that. Then we get, this is where the changes start coming in with the power sword, and same power sword, painted pretty much exactly the same. However, and you can't really tell on camera, it's just certainly on my camera, it just doesn't show up. But I have my son's Peppa Pig light here, and can show you that they actually cast it, if it will focus, in translucent plastic, just like the body, which is really cool. I love that they did that, and that was a really nice touch. So yeah, same thing, but casting it in that translucent plastic totally adds, certainly for me. Then we get his Zeo crystal. So obviously the star symbol, and yeah, it's a Zeo crystal. And I heard that it's either blacklight reactive and or glow in the dark, which is also awesome. Then we get a new effect piece, or not new to the line, but new to Red Ranger. So we get the, I think this originally came with Goldar, just cast in purple or blue. And that differs because the original Red Ranger came with this piece, which was cast in blue. And I kind of wish this was cast in blue, or like even better purple, just because I think it would pop better against the design and the colors. But you know, still decent effect piece. And then finally, we have the civilian head. So an absolutely fantastic likeness of actor Steve Cardenas, as he played Rocky. So again, they've really been killing it with these the civilian heads, and yeah, this is no different. So that's accessories. For articulation, naturally, there's nothing new here because it is basically the same figure, but we're still going to break it down so you can see it. And starting from the top, so we got our head. We're coming up about that high, coming down that low, really good range. So I guess slightly more just because of the new sculpt than you got on the original red. And you know, you even get a little bit of tilt there. So that's really nice. We are on a ball hinge. Then we got our shoulder, we got our butterfly joints. We are on hinge and swivel for the arms. We're coming up to almost a Y pose. We have bicep swivel, just really tight at first. Then we have our double jointed elbows bringing us to there. Then we have, again, hinge and swivel at the wrists. No new vertical hinges, unfortunately. I was really hoping for that. We got our ball at the diaphragm, so we're coming all around. And we have our crunch at the hips, or the waist rather. So we're coming that far forward. We're going that far back. And then we come to the hips. And unfortunately, they didn't afford us too much more. This is actually slightly better than the original, pretty sure. So yeah, so that's nice. Definitely respectable, can get some poses out of that. We have thigh swivel. We have double jointed knees. We have boot swivel. And we have point. And I should also note that the feet on mine are pretty loose. It's not concerning so much, but the detents are barely there. And then we're kind of coming forward just a little bit. And of course, we have rocker for days. So that's articulation. So getting into size comparisons, here is metallic red with the rest of the metallic Rangers. With some other Hasbro. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an Articulated Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as an Articulated Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on metallic Mighty Morphin Red from Hasbro is that this is honestly everything I wanted it to be, aside from the lack of detents in the feet. That hasn't been a problem yet, knock on wood, but I'm definitely gonna take some Kiki's joint fix and fix those up because that's a little concerning. But other than that, like the aesthetics are literally what I was hoping for. The fixed helmet is just icing on the cake, and yeah, if you loved the original Red Ranger figure, then you're gonna love this one. So no reason not to pick it up. And these metallic Rangers are Hasbro Pulse exclusives, so I will have a link in the description below to where you can get yours, because these will undoubtedly be restocked as we go on, because they are kind of the main figures. So yeah, so I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. And there will be other ways to help the channel as well in the description. So yeah, please check those out. And ultra thanks to you so much for watching. I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.